you all for joining us today. For those who don't know me, I'm Daniel Glyn-Jones from Odgers Berndtson. I lead the digital governance capability for the technology practice, which sits at the intersection of data privacy, forensics, and cybersecurity. A question to Mike Beck. What's the feeling about regulation and how easy it is to adopt that from a tech business perspective?
Because I'm the CISO, I probably come at it from two angles, right? So I think in terms of Darktrace being an AI business, I just know what's happening inside my own business, right? There is a huge push on the research side to kind of, continue to kind of push the boundaries of what that generative AI might be able to do in the future, because, that's going to be a competitive advantage for us, going forwards. And every technology company will be rapidly kind of applying exactly the same research. I think from a CISO's point of view, in terms of how I protect Darktrace and protect our data, and our customer data and our employee data, I very much welcome those standards kind of coming into force, because it's going to help me understand, what is best practice, what are areas I need to kind of focus on and track myself against, and it creates a level platform. So for me, I'm incredibly interested in how those come around later this year, I think.
Thank you. And Mikey, do you have a view on certainly the questions that are being asked from a comms perspective around the incoming regulation, the threat of, or the opportunity that it presents?
Yeah, and as a former civil servant as well, I mean, it's striking in its complexity, isn't it? You've got the international dimension and already very different approaches taken by different jurisdictions. You've got how it applies across sectors and whether you have cross-cutting or you sort of, as the UK government so far been looking to do, sort of integrate it into sectoral regulation. And then you've got the speed with which it evolves and the speed with which technology changes, which makes the incredibly complex picture. The appetite is clearly there, as Ray and others have said, but the understanding of what we're actually regulating is really difficult. We had one client say to us, regulating AI is like trying to regulate maths. It is going to be a huge challenge in terms of what the regulation ultimately addresses, because it's likely to need to address the application of the tools and how they work, as well as thinking about the tools themselves. And so I do think for organizations, as they're thinking about the implications of AI, they should be hugely conscious of what is happening in that environment, but they also need to think now about what the implications of their own parameters, what are they going to say to their staff and their teams and their partners about how they use it as that regulatory discussion is happening, because it will take time and will be immensely complex, and I'm sure will keep evolving.